Hey guys, I'm back from the lake, and okay, yeah, everything was fine. But yeah, something I was just recording those guys play Polish horseshoes or whatever, and there's this woman that I met while we were barbecuing by the water or whatever, but well, like I felt something like they when she first came over or whatever, and but then like I just continued on, and then like she was going to leave, and like I said bye and stuff, and then I was just sitting like next to her car watching them play that game or whatever, and yeah, like I don't know, something told me that like to go over there and talk to her. But then like all of a sudden, like I don't know, she was still, I thought she was leaving. So I was like, oh, well, she's leaving, so I can't talk to her now. And then like her car wasn't starting for whatever reason. And I was just standing there, and I think it was like a good half hour before I was still just sitting there, and I was like, oh, send me a sign or whatever if I have to, if I'm supposed to talk to this lady. And like, of course, I had this whole conversation, um, like with my grandparents in my head back and forth. Like, well, like if I was like, oh, send me a sign if I'm supposed to go talk to her. And then for whatever reason, I was thinking, I was like, well, if you go over there and talk to her, then you'll know then if you're supposed to talk to her or not. So, okay, so I just went over and talked to her, and yeah, like, I ended up explaining to her, or like a little about, because she's an empath, she said. So I explained to her like how like her car was like an extension of her or whatever, and how like how we pick up energy and stuff like that. It's yeah, it like it goes both ways. Like, so like our energy, like we if we're overwhelmed and like things are chaotic, like things around us, our electronics and whatnot in our car, like they'll stop working, they'll like malfunction, like, and then like you get frustrated with that, so then like you move to another thing, and then that leads to another thing, and like things just keep messing up, and it like snowballs. So yeah, that's kind of like what I explained to her. So I was like, and then she was like, oh, and then like I told her a little bit like about how I was a healer, and yeah, that I was giving her healing like right then, talking just talking to her, and she like yeah, she like for like 30 seconds or so I could tell that she had like this relaxed look on her face, and she said, oh yeah, like she could feel that now, like she could feel herself calming, and she was less frustrated, and less angry. But because I was talking to her, and yeah, so it turns out that yeah, her life as she knows it, I guess, fell apart. So she's just yeah, overwhelmed. So I mean, it was causing her car to malfunction, is so I thought. And yeah, she was like, well, I feel better, and she's like thanked me and whatnot, and like a message went off in my phone. Like my phone just started playing something, and I I pulled my phone out and I looked at it, and I read the message, and then I asked her if yeah, I asked her if her parents were still with us, and she said no. And I yeah, I asked her if she was close with her mother, and then I explained to her, or well, like I previously, like just when I was explaining to her about being an empath and whatever and energy, like, I told her that we do pass our things down, like our issues and whatnot, onto our children if we don't deal with them. And she's like, yeah, she knows that. So then, when I asked her about her mother, if they were close, and she said what she said, and I told her, like, well, like, so she could see, like, you know how your mom, yeah, I was like, I can feel how your mom treated you and, like, how that made you feel. But then, like, I also feel her mother and why she was the way she was, like, her feeling. So that I told her that I felt like she was, because I read that message that was in my pocket on my phone, and it said something about, like, here's to my daughter, and my badass daughter, and something about strength or whatever. And yeah, I could, well, like, I felt, and I could hear, like, her mom was saying, like that she was supposed to be strong, and that's all she, I told her, like, her mom was saying, like, that's all she ever tried to do, or that's what she was trying to do, was make her strong, like, make her tough, so that, yeah, she wouldn't be hurt. But she ended up doing the opposite, and yeah. But now that her mother's passed, I mean, and her mom knows all this now, but, like, so she finally got a way to communicate that to her empath daughter, who was having issues, and obviously in her connection. Like, I can see that, like, I can see where she's at in her life, and yeah, she's aware that she's an empath. But just, like, the feeling part, like, she just knows that she feels everything. Yeah. So that was that. But yeah, yeah, the lady, she tried to, she's like, well, I feel better and everything. So she tried to start her car, and there was nothing. So, but then, like, all of a sudden I was hearing that she, like, the car was gonna stay where it's at until she stays put where she's at, and, like, rests, like, take, like, an actual, like, what do you call that, like, she needed to choose to take a rest and then do that, and then her car would be fine to go. But until then, like, she needed to do just what her car was doing, like, just stop. And then, like, I handed her my phone, and I said, like, I definitely think, I'm pretty sure this message was for you. So I handed her my phone and let her read it, and she became unconsolable. And her daughter that was with her, she was like, she needs a minute. And she was like, oh, sorry, she just needs a minute. And I mean, I was fine. I was walking away anyways. I was done. But yeah, so I walked away, and she was in her car crying for a few minutes. And then all of a sudden I heard her, like, yell, Jessica. And, like, her car started up, and she's waving out the window, like, it started. And, like, I wanted to cry in that moment. And, like, I was talking to my mom was talking to me at the moment when that happened. And yeah, my mom was, like, angry because I responded to that lady. Yeah, and she got real mean real quick. And yeah, she, yeah, told me I had to go. Yeah, I had to go. So, yeah, whatever. But, yeah, I thought that was amazing for that, lady. And I met another fellow or like-minded individual. Well, not like-minded, I mean another similar person like me. I mean another empath. So yeah, and I talked to her a little bit about me starting my channel and that, like, what I was doing, like trying to start a ripple, and I asked if she would be a part of that and speaking up and talking about her being an empath and whatnot to other people, because like people just don't talk about it enough, and we as our wounded warrior selves, like as empaths, like we think we have to do it all on our own, and yeah, it's overwhelming, like, yeah, but we don't have to do it alone. Yeah, because that's not fair, and yeah, so we don't have to do it alone. There's other empaths, and I mean, other people can, I mean, learn the way of the empath, I guess, or whatever, so that, yeah, people can be aware, so that we're not putting all our stuff on other people, like we already do, but like even more so, like, yeah, so I mean, I feel like if people are aware, then they can make a logical, educated guess, or they can make their choice on what they want to do, or, you know, what they put out there. So yeah, yeah, it was all plus golden, yay. But yeah, there's just that little snafu with my intoxicated mother, and then my child coming, and then her being all pissy like she gets. And then I tried to, thinking that if I told her that I got video and stuff of today so that she didn't miss out, and tell her my inspiring story about the lady that, like, I introduced her to her when my daughter came to pick me up at the lake. But yeah, like, my daughter's just like, Mom, you remember what I told you about, who did she say, Kevin Gates? She's like, you can't start a car with your bare hands. I'm like, oh my God, kid. Like, I swear, that is nothing but the devil. Like, that is not my child. Like, 8 years I have been working towards enlightenment, and it's all started because got the idea in my head that I could heal my family tree in 3 generations. So it was all anything that I'm doing right now has been, I mean, it was because I wanted better for my kids and my grandkids and my great-grandkids. And then I have even though I can tell and see, like, how me doing that and making that choice and that change has bettered them, and but I mean, maybe they can't see it. I thought they did. But yeah, they just, I mean, I don't know. They're learning, I guess. So, but yeah, my middle daughter especially, like, she's not afraid to be wrong whatsoever. So, she's quite boisterous. But I mean, I love that about her, because that's going to, you know, she's going to learn a lot of things then, because, you know, she's not afraid to be wrong and find out the right answer for things. So, but yeah, until, like, all this stuff before she finds the right answer is just frustrating and annoying, and I want to take my belt off or find a switch or something, because, yeah, it's just rude. And I tell her that every time, like, not to do that, and that it's disrespectful, in more than one way, and that she's setting a bad example, because her little cousin was with us or whatever, and she was just like, yeah, you can't talk to spirit, like, just adding her little 2 cents in. But I mean, yeah, I mean, I have been doing things differently so that my children didn't flail about. So I mean, I trust that she'll be different tomorrow. Or this girl better be different tomorrow and learn from this. Otherwise, I'm going to have to show her my chosenness backhand or something. I don't know. No, I'm not. I would never hit my kid. But it's fun to talk about. Kind of makes you feel better. It's like, you can't beat them and you can't sell them on the black market. That sounds so mean and terrible. But yeah, I would never want to get rid of them permanently. I'd just like to put them in a box, like for a timeout or something. I don't know. But yeah, that was my day at the lake. I'm gonna upload these videos real quick and hopefully, yeah, hopefully someone sees them and comments. Let me know if I'm cray or I am what I say I am. You guys like, subscribe, donate if you can. I would truly appreciate it. Help me co-create this future of ours. I appreciate it. I love you guys. Oh, Clarily out.